about and why we raised all that money. He's a great guy. In fact, I'm going to be broadcasting from the Inauguration live on January 20, and it's going to be with his firm, his crew. Excuse me, as my breakfast sort of rolls around. So anyhow, we tried doing this YouTube thing yesterday, and some of you were like, 800 of you, were like, DML. So I got all these different emails from you saying, hey man, wasn't working for me. I know Facebook Live isn't the greatest in the world, but it's much better. Can you go back? Meanwhile, I got other people saying, DML, thank you for going to YouTube. I could finally watch it from start to finish. And it's like, what do I do? So anyhow, I decided that I was going to rig together a double phone system. But a couple things came to mind. DML, you don't have two phones. You only have one. You cannot use wife Mary's phone all the time. She needs her phone. What to do? So today I'm going to buy a second phone. What I won't do, and please don't send me phones. You send me everything else. I love you people. We're going to be talking about that today too. So anyhow, somebody sent me a link to Amazon. It said, hey, DML, they make what you're looking for. No need for duct tape. So there you go. I bought 3 different versions of it. They all come in tomorrow. So what we're going to do here today is we are going Facebook Live. Got to keep it the whole time. Hopefully our numbers come back up. People haven't bailed out on me. At the same time, Joe from Right Side is grabbing this feed and putting it into the YouTube feed so we don't forget about those great people either. So we've got 2 things going today. For those of you watching on YouTube, the quality may be a little bit down today because it is a feed of a feed. All right, so it's like, you're getting Facebook's breadcrumbs coming over. So don't worry, whether it's tomorrow or the day after, we will be going double-fisted, although I'm only in one fist. 2 phones, YouTube, Facebook, you could pick your choice. Don't tell me that I don't care about you, huh? Yeah? All right, so that said, a couple other really cool things I think you're gonna like. A lot of people out there. People walking dogs, cars coming by all over the place. All right, a couple of things I want to tell you. First of all, see the hat? Got a new hat. You guys are sending me gifts. I'm telling you, I'm starting to look like the UPS store. I got boxes being dropped off every single day. Mary just came into the house. She's like, look at this. And I hadn't had the chance today yet to open up these boxes. I think one of you people sent me a pair of sneakers. I don't know, I'm only telling by the box. So we're getting hats, we're getting gloves. Now Mary's getting gifts too. I'm like, hey, wait a second, you're stealing my thunder. And she's like, well, I'm just being me. So you guys are sending us scarves and everything. So I'm gonna try to wear them every single day, right? On top of that, some of the stuff you can't see, here you go. Socks, see? Socks. Christmas socks. So let me tell you, 2 things. Mary says, you better not get these people's names wrong. I said, well, you better write it down on a piece of paper for me. So I got Holly from Minnesota. She's a proud farmer. She buys these hats for the police department. Sent me this and a whole bunch of other different stuff. Thank you so much. Also, I've been getting books, I'm getting everything else. I'll name it all, believe me. It'll be the summertime. I'll be wearing snorkels. People are like, what's wrong with you? It's 98 degrees. I gotta wear the scarf this lady bought me. So anyway, we got that. Socks, they came in from just GNN. That's all we were told, GNN. They are great grandparents from Washington. Thank you so much. I'm wearing them. The bad news about the socks, this is going to be the only time they're on my feet. Why you say that, DML? Because my daughter comes home from college next week. She's going to steal them. There's no doubt she's going to steal them. So understand that when you send me gifts, they'll be stolen by my family members. Thieves. They steal all my stuff. Okay, DML, what else do you want to tell us before you get us into the juicy stuff? One more thing. Guess what? Walk and Talk is going on the road. What do you mean, DML? You're already on the road. I mean, it's going on the road. Yeah, we're going to start involving you guys in the walk and talks. Yep, next week, going to try to do my first one. Liz, if you're watching, you're my victim. And so what we're going to do, because I told you we're writing this book, right? Trying to get the whole new news network out. Trying to get people to understand more what the hell's going on. And the title is going to be called, They Lie to You. Oh, what a book. Oh, baby. People are going to look at me. So anyway, yeah, so we're going on the road. What does that mean, DML? Explain exactly. All right, so let's say, for instance, I got Liz next to me. She's a listener, she's a watcher, she's a viewer, she's a donor, whatever she is. She's a fan, she's a friend. She's going to walk with me for the hour. We're going to talk. It's going to be a walk and talk where it's not just me. Me, you, we're talking together. I told you, DML never lets you down. DML tells you that we're going to build a people's network, a people's news network powered by the people. What do you think? I'm not going to give you what you asked for. Come on, man. Come on. I'm going to heaven. Right? Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you in a couple of minutes with the bells. All right, DML, get to the point. We need the news. Anyway, just want to let you know that. Don't send me, DML, I want you to come to my place. I know, we're going to be putting up a form for people who actually want to be part of the walk and talk. And one day, my vision is that this show, it'd be like Rocky. Remember when Rocky was going through Philadelphia, he was running, all the kids were running behind him? Yeah, man. We'll be having the whole street here will be filled with liberals walking with us. We walking. We'll be saying liberals are now converting over. Oh yeah, you kidding me? We're gonna put Trump on Mount Rushmore. You can put yours truly, bringing the country together. Yeah, maybe I'll be next to Trump like this. All right. Anyway, let's get into politics. So that's that. We're gonna be putting up a forum soon where if you want to be part of the walk and talk, or your group be part of the walk and talk, yeah. And then sooner or later, we're going global. I'm so excited today. Anyhow. Okay, where's Miss Mary, Dennis? She's not coming today. She's got too much stuff to do. You guys are sending in too many donation checks and too many DVDs. Speaking of which, DML, where's my DVDs? I ordered them last week, week and a half ago. I'm getting a little nervous. Don't ever be nervous with DML. DML never, ever, ever, ever lets anybody down. Mary's got all the tracking numbers. She's getting them all together. We're getting them in from Minnesota. It's like, send. People getting DVDs like, best movies I ever saw. So don't worry. Everybody's going to get their DVDs. Nobody is going to be left without their DVDs. If we send it to the wrong address on a mistake, don't worry. DML will eat the cost and send you new ones because that's how we roll. Okay, now I'm out of breath. And now I got to get the topics that you actually came here for because you didn't come here for me to tell you about everything about my own little life and about all these different things you're sending me. Here we go. You ready? A lot of politics today. Stuff that's getting me really excited. Here we go. Number one. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. The Democrats are actually falling off the cliff. I mean, they've already fallen. They're dangling. They're like, who do we bring in? And there's Joe Biden, 74 years old. Not wrong with being 74 years old. 74 years old, sits there and says, I want everybody to know my name is Joe Biden. And I will be running for president in 2020. Joey, buddy. Next guy hasn't even gotten in yet. You're already announcing your announcement? Yeah. Okay, that right there spells Joe Biden all over it, right? Have you ever seen a guy who's more... I mean, how did that guy get elected the first time? How did it happen? You want to talk about voter fraud? There you go. People are like, Joe who? Oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, he's going to run for president in 2020. So in other words, Donald Trump will be elected twice. Can you believe this guy? Yeah. And they're like, Joe, you only kidding or you really serious? He's like, no, I'm really serious. I'm really going to run. Well, I think, maybe. Yeah, it's all over the place. What is that, DML? Why is he doing that for? Let me tell you why he's doing that for. All right, very serious point here. You know, a couple of years ago, when I was actually thinking about running myself, when I was exploring, and when a guy like Trump is looking, even a guy like, the recruitment for Ben Carson. Why? Why did that happen? It happened because the Republicans found themselves in a spot where they had absolutely no leadership. They had nobody who could really offer a new vision, a new beacon of light, if you will. It started to become all the same old faces. It became the same old routine, and the people were getting very frustrated with it. So it's like anything else, you got to shake it up. You know, it's new blood. Sort of like Fox News. Look at Tucker Carlson, right? Although I shouldn't really be talking about another media network who's going to be my competitor. But I mean, I like Tucker, Tucker is a good guy. He and I go back and forth. I've told you that many times. Very good guy. What his show is bringing is a needed, it's new breath of fresh air. Okay, he's excellent at what he's doing. He's coming on, hitting hard as a conservative, but he's bringing new life, right? So it's the same thing happened here with politics. We needed new life. And what's what happened is you got Donald Trump coming in the first time ever, taking the presidency with no experience whatsoever in politics. When you look at why that happened, it's not because Donald Trump's the greatest guy in the world. It's not because he had the greatest message in the world. If anything, I don't think he would have gotten into the presidency if we had more people, his types, enter in the race. But he got in because people were like, hey man, you're the only one who's really talking to us the way that we need to be talked to. You're going to fix jobs. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. I'll take it. I'll forget about all the other different stuff that they're talking about. Billy Bush in the van and all that other different stuff. We look past that because we knew America was too important for that. Okay. The Democrats now find themselves in the same spot. They are in the same spot that the Republicans were a couple of years ago. No leadership, no real voice, no direction. Can't find, help me say it, It's the buttocks word. Say it out loud. Say it at home. Can't find their buttocks with both hands. They can't do it. So, you see a guy, and I'm telling you, remember DML said this to you. Man, DML, you always guess this stuff. Yeah. You just saw this guy, the founder of Starbucks, right? Say he's sort of stepping away. Yeah, you want to know why? He's preparing. He's preparing for 2020. He did what Trump did. He did what DML did, right? We looked at the landscape. We said, there's nobody. He did what Carson did. There's nobody there. We need new blood, man. This guy that we lost. We're never going to win an election with these guys. Marco Rubio's not going to win. You kidding me? And so that's what you're going to start to see. You're going to see new blood come in to the Democratic Party. You're going to see business people, because what Trump has done, and I think it's a really good thing, Trump has opened the door for people to say, hey, I haven't been a lifelong politician. I don't know everything about Capitol Hill. I forgot what they taught me about Saturday, how it is that a bill becomes a law. Remember those days? I don't know. They play that anymore in Saturday morning cartoons. But anyway, so people are going to start opening the door. You see a lot more billionaires running. You see a lot more people funding their own campaigns. And to a certain degree, and you'll see millionaires get in there and stuff. And this is a good thing for America, to get new talent, new blood to get in there. So that's why, you got a guy like Joe Biden jumping in, because Joe Biden, as silly as he can be, he's not a dumb man. He sees that there is no voice in the Democratic Party. They're struggling. They need something. And so what does he do? He says, yeah, I'm going to run for president. Okay, I don't know what that was all about, but if he was to do it, he would be 78 years old right after the 2020 election. And although I have all the respect for the elderly, at 78 years old, you're just not going to be able to keep up with the younger people when it comes to campaigning and things of that nature. It's just not going to happen. So, all right, Joe, whatever you say. But the most important thing about that, and I brought it up because I wanted you to understand where the Democratic Party is right now. That said, let's move to the recounts. Yeah, DML, please tell me about the recounts. All right. I want you to think about something before I say this to you. I want you to go back. Some of you have been with me for a week, maybe a day, maybe a year, maybe 5 years. I want you to think of one time when I've ever gotten on this phone, when I've ever gotten on my website and said, I'm sorry, I was dead wrong. Do, 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 do. 0 times. Why, DML? How do you have such a perfect track record? Because I don't talk about things that I don't know. Yeah, I don't go throwing stuff against the wall and see if it fits and say, oh my God, yeah, all right, I'm 10 for 10. Let me see if I go 12 for 12. I don't do that. I'm not going to lose my credibility. And I'm also not that egotistical to think that I know everything. But there's certain stuff that I have my finger on the pulse on. Yeah, because I travel this country by rail, by car, by foot now. And I talk to people, I meet with people from both sides, from all colors, from all, you name it. I haven't scratched the surface of my stories. And so by doing this and being the study that I am, and not being afraid to voice my opinion and my thoughts when I know that something is wrong or right in my heart, I am telling you right now, there are people out there who are trying to either grab your money, they're trying to grab your clicks, they are trying to grab headlines, they're trying to be the next wow, because they're trying to scare you to the end of the day. I am telling you right now, I'm quitting, 100% quitting, if the recount undoes Donald J. Trump's presidency. I'm quitting, okay? I'm quitting. And I will send back every donation, every single one. I'm quitting. You understand? Don't let these people scare you. Is the recount real? Of course it's real. Is it happening right now as we're speaking? Of course it's happening as we're speaking. You know what I mean? So are people that are trying to figure out global warming. Let them do all they're going to do. At the end of the day, there is no such thing. There has been no proven fact that there's any global warming. D-Mal, why are you switching gears? I'm not, because I'm going to talk about global warming in a second. So, I'm telling you, this Jill Stein, wacko, okay? Wacko. She's raised all this money. She's going out and she's trying to get things done. It just ain't happening. Well, what's going on with it, DML? Because I hear that there's now people in Florida who are trying to do a recount in 3 counties in Central Florida. Is this true? Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. Are they going to be able to be successful? No, they're not. They're not. It's not going to happen. They get all these deadlines and everything. It's all coming forward. You don't have to worry about it. It's headline grabbers. We will report it. You'll see it'll be on our website. It's just like anybody else's because it's happening. But I'm telling you right now, that's why I do these walk-in talks. So this way we get beyond the written word. You have nothing to worry about. In Michigan, for example, you may have seen this headline. She's running into a snag. What did you say, DML? Snag. She's running into a snag. Yeah, because in Michigan, there's a law that if the ballots and the books don't match up, got to leave it as it was. Can't go back. Got to leave it as it was. Really, DML? Yeah. So there's a third of the counties in this one, or a third of the polling places, the towns in this particular county in Detroit. They can't redo anything. They can't do it because the stuff isn't matching up. So let me tell you what this is. There's a whole bunch of waste. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and it's a waste of you losing sleep. Okay? Now, let me say this. When we talk about the mainstream media, are the mainstream media blatant liars? I mean, do they just come out and lie every single day? They lie to you. They lie to you in a way that they'll omit a part of a story. They'll edit a part of a story. As Donald J. Trump used to say perfectly. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. The leaves have been picked up. Look. It's a great day. I had to pay for this day. Taxpayers had to pay for the leaves to be picked up for Johnny Rich over here. But the leaves are gone. Hallelujah. Yes. Yeah, the leaves are gone. Ooh, I'm feeling good. All right, so we go back. So anyhow, for those of you just chiming in, we've had a leaf problem. We'll talk about it next year again when it happens. No looking back. So we go back. So I was talking about what? The recount, right? The recount? Yeah. Anyway, listen, we could even move on. We don't talk about this anymore. The recount, I'm telling you, I'm betting it all. Bet, all. The recount is useless. Yes, it's useless, okay? It's like a Christmas gift you can't open. It's like a food you can't eat and it smells great, all right? It's like a $3 bill. DML, there is no $3 bill. Exactly, okay? It's not gonna happen. Can we move on? Yes, DML. You have me feeling warm and fuzzy again. Okay, so I was saying, because now my head just went back to saying, you were saying about media. The media, yes, they are dishonest. Donald J. Trump told you about how it is that he would say a full sentence. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists. Cut! They leave out the part here he says, and some are good people. Total ban on Muslims. Cut! Temporarily so, right? So you know how it works. But at the same time they're in the business of reporting. And they will report. And if their golden girl, Hillary Clinton, had any chance of winning the White House from a recount, it would be front page. It's not. They're all preparing to go to Washington, D.C. on January 20 and watch Donald Trump say, I do swear. Oh, by the way, Barack Obama, you're fired. Oh! And yours truly is going to be 100 feet away. 100 feet away. I'm going to be shivering. But I'm going to be 100 feet away with a microphone. It says Right Side Broadcasting because Joe and I love this guy, Joe. Great guy. Love him. Do anything for him. Anyway, so I'm going to be sitting there. And I might even scream out, later, A-B-C-U, later, Barack. Oh, they're going to be tackling me, arresting me, everything. Because I'm going to be so happy. I may cry. I'm so happy that he's gone. He's out of our lives. Or maybe we start going, hey, goodbye. What about that? We'll do a Facebook Live. Na, 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Oh, it's going to be a great day. All right, so what else is there to tell you politics-wise? Because we're really slow today in the DML. You're all revved up, but you're moving in slow motion. Yeah, I am. Okay, so let's go. China. I told you yesterday, right? Came out first. DML's like, China. Let me tell you, that phone call from Taiwan, that was a great thing. Donald Trump is setting the precedent. China, party's over, baby. The party is over for you and Mr. Putin and Mr. ISIS. It's over. And you guys were like, really? You sure about this, DML? Yeah. And then you know who came in to reinforce your friend's number one statement of the day, which was China, it's over. Newty Gingrich, baby. Newt with the nice white hair, perfectly combed. He was on Hannity. He said, that was great. It was great what Trump said. He's telling Beijing, party's over. New guard in. All right, Newt, way to go, baby. Always feels good when I got somebody like yourself confirming what yours truly has to say. That's right. I get to say it first because I'm in the morning. Skip-a-dee-doo-dah. I'm first in the morning. Yeah. Right? So, what's next? Another good reason to be 11:40 before Rush tells you something, before these other guys tell you something. You're getting from here, yours truly. And I ain't copying anybody's words. All right, they're copying mine. Secretary of State, let's move on to that. All right, a little disappointed here. I'm not liking it. I feel like I'm not in the know on something. If I'm not in the know, I'm going to tell you I'm not in the know. Morning Joe Scarborough, who by and large pretends to be a conservative, but he's a flaming liberal, and so is everybody on the show. Here's the bells. So anyway, he's on today, and they got some pretty good inside sources, and I know they do. He usually hits some of these inside source things right. You know, so they got their little source, little birdie whispering, boop, 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 saying Mitt Romney's at the top of the list right now. What? What? Yep, Mitt Romney's at the top of the list for Secretary of State, and Rudy Giuliani is slowly fading away. He's fading away. Not liking this. Not liking it at all. And I got to tell you something. You know how much I defend Donald J. Trump, President-elect man I'm happy to have voted for. But if Mitt Romney is the Secretary of State, I'm telling you right now, London Bridge is going to start falling down. DML is going to be in all of a bad way. I'm going to have to try to find the positive in the negative, and it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be finding like a needle in a haystack. It's going to be like trying to find a conservative at a global warming event. It's going to be tough. Really tough. Hey, here's the bells. And so anyway, the other thing that kind of scratched my head yesterday was like, was that Al Gore that just came out of the elevator at Trump Tower? Al Gore? Al Gore. My God. It's 98 degrees out, and Al Gore's like, it's so cold. We're freezing here. The cap is melting. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, he's all over the place, Al Gore. Why are we meeting here with him? Ivanka, what do you meet with him for? Do we have nobody else we can meet with? What are we doing over there? I'll tell you what we're doing. What are we doing, DML? Tell us. Donald J. Trump is a very, very, very smart man. Very strategic, right? He moves all of his chess pieces around. Moves them all around. And you're like, what the hell is he doing? He's exposing the king. Now, what Donald J. Trump is doing, I figured out his whole thing. What Donald J. Trump is doing, he's looking, Donald J. Trump and I are so alike. Let me acknowledge. Hello, God. I want to thank you for this glorious day, for all the glorious gifts these people are sending me. And please make it so this way that these people on the other side, they receive the gifts that they deserve too. Thank you so much. Thank you for the bells. Have a marvelous day. All right, back to our program. When Walk and Talk goes on the road, we're going to have to go past a place with bells. Could you imagine if Walk and Talk didn't have the bells? It wouldn't be the same. We'll figure it out. Liz, first Walk and Talk person. Find a place with bells. Okay, church bells, that is. Not ice cream bells. Although they serve ice cream in the winter, I wouldn't have it. Especially I'm trying to lose weight. Face getting thinner? Okay, now, getting back to Rudy Giuliani and Mitt Romney, how I will be very upset. Because Mitt Romney does not fall into what I'm about to tell you right now. Donald J. Trump is thinking ahead to the ninth inning, even though we're only in the first. In fact, we haven't even taken the mound yet. He's thinking, you know what? I really do have to bring this country together. How do I do this? How do I bring this country together? And you're going to be like, not by global warming. He's not. No. Donald Trump, in my opinion, could be wrong. This could be one of those times where I come back and say, I was so wrong on that one. Donald Trump is not going to pursue global warming, okay? This guy just put out a tweet that said Boeing is creating a $4 billion Air Force One for presidents of the future. And he's like, cancel the order. We don't need it. All right? This guy's not going to go spending money on stupid stuff. So don't worry about it. What he's doing is he's using the press. He's using those cameras that have nothing better to do with themselves than plant themselves in the lobby of Trump Tower. And what he's doing is he's purposely bringing people in, so this way it gets conveyed. Whoa, I'm dropping off. I lost 1,000 people. Whew, spinning. What did I say wrong? Sorry. Anyway, what he's doing is he is throwing out an olive branch, and he's allowing the American people to see who it is that's coming into his building. Really, DML? Yes, it's brilliant. Donald Trump understands how to manipulate the media. He understands how to manipulate the cameras. He understands what it is that the nightly news is going to play over and over and over and over and over again. And Mr. and Mrs. Liberal, who have the Never Trump sign still planted on their front lawn, they're going to turn around and be like, was that Al Gore? Was that Al Gore? Hey, we might actually have a chance with this guy with the global warming thing. He's got Al Gore in, and he's got Mitt Romney in, and he's been saying about Barack Hussein Obama's a good guy. He's not going to go after Hillary Clinton. My God, he's a liberal. He's a liberal. We tricked those conservatives. We got our guy. Let him think that. Let him think it all day long. Let him think it. Let him think it. Let him drink it. Let him feel good. It's a new song. I just made it up. So, anyhow, yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Now, will some of those people be turned off when, the heat stays on because we're not doing anything with the global warming stuff? You know what? We haven't been doing anything with the global warming stuff. We'll just keep on feeding them placebos. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Here, take this pill. Take this one. Take this one. Global warming. Global warming. Yeah, everything's starting to look a little colder. Isn't that good? Oh, I knew Al Gore's efforts would work. Thank God, Al Gore, you're the greatest. Where can I send my donation? Right? Trump's playing this like a grand piano. Can't you hear it? Liberace right now is up in heaven. He's dancing. He's like, wow, I didn't know Trump could play the piano like that. Sure he can. He's playing the piano, bringing people together. And so everybody's going to start holding hands again. I love you. I love you too. Global warming. No, deportation. So what? We both get something. Haha, I'll get the deportations, but you'll never get the warming. But we're working on it. We're working on it. That's how it works. That's how it works. DML, that's a little ugly politics, isn't it? Yeah, you know what though? The world is ugly. It's not a perfect place. And so we got to basically either try to change everything all at once, which you just can't. You cannot remember this. You heard this saying here first at DML. DML, you got the greatest sayings. I know. I work on this stuff. You can't boil the ocean. Could I borrow that, DML? Of course you could borrow it. You could have it. Take it. Take credit. I don't need the credit. Boil the ocean. If you try to boil the ocean, guess what's going to happen? Zero. Chip away, chip away, chip away, chip away. That's what Donald Trump's going to do. Chip away, chip away, chip away, chip away. How's that global warming going? Actually, let me step back. You ready? White House. 8 months from now. Mr. President, we have Al Gore on the phone. Guy's calling me every week. Put him through. Al, how's it going? Hello, Mr. President. How are you? Just looking, just want to be able to update my donors on how it is that we're doing that global warming initiative I told you about. Yeah, you know what? I put somebody on that. Did you? Yeah. Can I have his name? Top secret. Can't reveal that sort of thing. That would be a breach of national security. But Al, you have my word. Don't worry. We're definitely looking at global warming. Definitely looking at and in to global warming. Thank you, Mr. President. There you go. No lie. He could be looking into global warming. We could be looking at global warming. Well, we ain't doing anything because there's nothing to do. All right, DML, we got the point. Let's move on. All right, but I just wanted to let you know how important it is when you see Al Gore coming in and out. All right? You might see Robert De Niro tomorrow. You'd be like, what? That guy was slamming you. Listen, Trump's got it under control. DML, this is why I love you, because you make me feel good. You make me feel good. I was getting all nervous. I was getting all itchy. I was like, can I get my vote back? I'm with you. Don't worry about it. Cheat sheets. Cheat sheets. Note to self, Mary, more carrots, so I don't need cheat sheets. Oh, jobs. job. Oh, we lost a lot of people. Hey, what did I say? You wanted global warming? All right, now we're going back up. I must be losing people. I can't figure this thing out. YouTube sucks. Facebook Live sucks. You know what? Why don't we just meet everywhere, every single day at a park? And I'll just get up on a microphone, and you guys go. You bring some leaves, bring some beers, bring some stuff. If you don't drink, we'll bring you some water. If you drink really heavily, we'll bring some hot vodka. And we'll just go. We'll just stuff. And you guys come up here, and you guys do it. We'll see who comes up with the best stuff, best jokes. See who comes up with the most information. We'll just do it every single day. Or maybe I'll just stick my head out my house. I'll just yell, "There is no global warming!" And then you just pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. It's an idea. Probably won't fly. All right, let's move on to a topic very passionate about over here. Jobs. Didn't want to talk about this today, but I have to. I saw something today. I was like, okay. And then I saw a second thing today. I was like, it's not okay. Here we go. First of all, there's a new program called Amazon Go. Now, let me tell you something about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. He scares me. Why, DML? Oh, not only do I think that guy is impossible, I'm going to run for president later on in life. He's a big-time liberal. I don't know if you know this or not, but he owns the Washington Post. All right? And this guy, he is a thinker, dreamer, upper. And he's like Steve Jobs. He actually goes and gets it done. All right? So that's why. He's not one of these, I've got a dream of making this like this and this and this and this and this, and it never happens or flops on its face. Okay? He has dreams and they come true, and it can happen to you if you're young at heart. There we go. I'll talk to these guys, but they're Spanish. They won't understand what I'm saying. How you doing? Yeah. Show me the driver's license. Ain't gonna happen. DML. That's a little racist of you. How do you know? Because I've tried to talk to that guy before. I do this walk every day for how many years now? I know everybody. Everybody knows me. They don't screw with me because they're like, that's the guy who talks on the phone. And he's a little bit scary from time to time. I'm not scary. Very, very warm-hearted. So Amazon.com is now creating an app. Ready for this? Now, there's going to be a part of you that's like, thank goodness for this. No, it's bad, man. It's bad. Apps are taking over the world. And that's why we're making them for our new news platform. You can now take your smartphone, which maybe it's not smart, maybe it's dumb, but you can take your smartphone and you can walk into a new place, new food market that Amazon's going to be opening, and you simply just take your phone, hold it up to the door when you're walking in, zip, knows everything about you. Dennis Michael Lynch lives at this place, lives at that place, blah, blah, blah. Account balance, $62.70. Okay, I got $62.70. All right, so now I go and I shop around. I pick up a couple of pieces of fruit, pick up a couple of pieces of lettuce. I pick up a 6-pack of beer, get everything else, whatever, you know, and I go and I don't have to check out. I don't have to be talking to anybody who can't speak English. I don't have to be talking to somebody who does speak English and is an American and just looking to work hard, especially maybe a retiree who's working at the supermarket. I don't have to deal with anybody. I just literally walk out the door. And as I walk out the door with those goods, which, by the way, was scanned into my phone, even when I didn't scan them, I just put them in my bag. Yeah, magical. It actually deducts the $61.50 that was from my account as I walk out the door. DML, we're not going to need employees anymore. This is where we're going. Before you know it, robots are going to be wound up packing the shelves, and we won't need little stock boys and stock girls anymore. And it's going to get harder and harder and harder and harder. Oh my goodness, DML. What's the downside of this? Lots of downsides. Downside, well, yes, convenience is great. I don't have to wait online anymore and just get my stuff, walk out, walk in, whatever it may be. Now, I'm assuming if I try to walk out with stuff, there's going to be some security guard, so there's still going to be a job around. Some guy's going to be like, freeze now! Maybe with this hat. You stole an orange. Put it back. Either that or give me 20 cents right now. Are oranges 20 cents? I don't know. Mary goes food shopping, I don't. So anyhow, that's maybe one good job. We'll have more security. We'll have a police nation. Dun, dun, dun. We're the Amazon police. Dum, dum, dum. Don't you dare steal one of our apples. Dum, dum. But you can take the tofu if you want it. Nobody takes that. That's the kind of thing we're going to be looking at. So what's the danger in that, DML? Because I hate the supermarket. I hate the long lines. I hate the people at the counter sometimes who just don't understand what it is change means. Okay. The downside is that if these jobs are taken away and there is no replacement jobs, you know that Social Security conversation we had 2 weeks ago? How's the funding? Yeah, because today's workers fund tomorrow's retirees. How are we doing that? Wait, there's more. We pay for everything based on tax dollars. And you can't pay into the system if you don't have checks coming into you, if you don't have a job. I get very concerned about this stuff. DML, what can we do? I always have an answer. Okay, but here's the bad thing about the answer. We need to be training our kids for the sort of jobs because, hey, good news is I could become an app developer, or there's going to be a lot of technology. They're all going to technology. It sounds like technology is a great industry for me to get in. Maybe I'll drop down my hammer and my screwdriver because Lord knows the illegal aliens are taking all those jobs. So maybe I'll go and I'll start learning technology. No, that's the problem. See how it all connects? I've been telling you for how long it all connects. And now you're starting to think. You're starting to think like me. You're starting to say, wow, you know what? It does. It all connects. Yeah, that's why the world is a big, huge globe. It all connects. Sometimes it doesn't connect so good when we go global in areas we shouldn't be going global. This is one of those places. We're taking in all these people from overseas to do these jobs because they do them cheaper, faster, better? No, cheaper, not faster, better. Okay? So that's what? They're coming over here. We have more Americans now not working in the workforce. Yeah. And then what do? They're going to say, well, we have a shortage of labor. More people. What happens to you and me? The people who've been sitting here busting our asses for this country and all our people who made this country out. Yeah. That's what's starting to happen. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking to you about every single day. So to you, when you go to DennisMichaelLynch.com and you look for that Amazon video about Amazon Go and you watch it and you say, this isn't just some idea that's a shot in the dark. This is amazing. Yeah, it's amazingly good, but it's amazingly bad. Okay? It's just like, the pizza. You're going to keep on eating the pizza and you say, wow, this tastes amazingly good. What's the bad side? Take a look at your hips. Take a look at your heart. Okay? So there's always a bad to the good. Now, you want to add injury to insult? No, GML, I don't. Well, I do. And here's how it works. President Barack Hussein Obama, he did not lose enough money on Solyndra. Remember Solyndra? Yeah, we were going to start heating the world by all this solar panel stuff, and the federal government and you gave all your money, and we just, by the time it was done with all these different investments, it was like billions of dollars just, bye, see you later. Yeah, remember that? Okay. Well, some people just don't learn their lesson the first, second, third, fifth, seventh, ninth time. They need to keep on doing wrong. And wrong. President Barack Hussein Obama is supporting an energy company, a startup, not in Louisiana, not in Tucson, not in Buffalo, not in Boston, not in Alabama, where Joe is from Right Side Broadcasting, but in Africa. What, DML? Hold on. Say it again. In Africa. Yeah. $36 million so far sent over. So this way we could build some energy over in Africa. DML. Please, man. Don't ruin my breakfast. It's lunchtime. It's breakfast. Okay? Yeah. That's what's happening. So instead of taking money that you earned or you paid in at some point or another and making it so this way Americans can work, we're going to build energy in Africa. And we're investing in a startup. It's not even like we're investing in Exxon or Amazon. It's a startup. So in other words, we just took $36 million, and that's just the start. And we flushed it down the toilet bowl, just tacking on to the other billions that we've wasted. DML, I can't take it. I can't wait for this guy to go. I understand. But I want to tell you what else we've been investing in, because nobody's telling you about this, but yours truly, DML. Okay, you ready for this? Tens of millions of dollars we've been investing in a thing called the Green Bus Corridor in Mexico. Come on. Serious, DML? I'm serious. Oh, and by the way, this is the part where it starts to spin on Facebook Live anyway. It'll walk slower. It will spin less. Next one. Bicycle highways in Colombia. Colombia, are you talking about the place where, like, if you just walk outside, they go... Yeah, you know, Colombia. Really? Bicycle paths? Yeah, because, you know, everybody's riding a bicycle. Yeah, and because, you know, that's where we should be spending taxpayer money. What else, DML? Told you I'd be talking about climate change in Guatemala. Really? Are they worried about climate change in Guatemala? No. What they're worried about is coming here. Why don't we build a wall in Guatemala? That I'll spend some money on. What about a wall? There's an idea. Stop them before they come. Nope. We're going to invest in Guatemala climate change. Yeah, that's where Obama's putting your money. That's where Obama's putting your money. My goodness, DML, how much more? Well, at least another month, guys. Yeah, that's where it's going. You know, so no jobs. Amazon, go. Can Donald Trump change this? Yeah, well, you know what? He's trying to change this. But what happens is these media losers and these liberals, when he goes and cuts a deal with Carrier to try to keep it so this way Americans stay in, you know, and Kentucky with Ford and now other companies he's going to try to do. What do? They criticize him. Don't you get it? This is why we created... This is why we're going to start, you know, the media platform that we're creating. We're another person. We're another force to be trying to help get the other side of the story over. Because I can guarantee you the stuff that I have just told you in the last, since the church bells, right? When we got into this segment, the opinion segment, that's not going to be on the news tonight. Nobody knows about that. Nobody knows. Because see, $36 million, if I put $36 million in your lap right now, you'd be like, T-Bell, I thought I loved you. Is there any way I could love you more? No. But if you take $36 million and you put it as a big, huge dollar amount coming from the taxpayer and you send it over Africa, it's small. Who does a $36 million report on NBC News Tonight? You don't. We're now talking billions and trillions. Millions become little. But what have I told you? What have I been teaching for the last couple of weeks? DML, please keep walking. Okay, get out of that bed area. What have I been teaching you? The small things equal into the big things. You know, DML, you're so right. Why doesn't anybody else tell us this? I don't know. I know what? I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know. Anyway, that's the opinion piece. Now we go over to the wow. Yeah. Although, you know, if you really think about it, I might have to rename my segments because I think almost everything I tell you is wow. Right? Everything is just a big, huge wow. It's wow. I mean, but this is a wow. You ready? Here's a wow. I want to talk about seller's remorse. I want to talk about not listening to your people when they tell you stop. You know, over there, I call her Angela. Some people call her Angela. Nobody knows how to say her name. We just say Merkel over in Germany. You know that lady, right? Who says, we welcome absolutely every single migrant that there is from anywhere in the world. Come on over to Germany. You remember that woman, right? Yeah. 1 million people come in. You know, ISIS, ISIS, right? Or people like, yeah, we're running from ISIS. Can I have your identification? Sorry, I don't have any. Yeah, you know. All those people going over there. All the stories of women just being raped for what? Walking down the street. Yeah, people just going into McDonald's. You know all those stories, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, after she has already basically just blanketed Germany with German people that live in Germany, like, do we really need 1 million people in here that just came out of like nowhere, obscurity? We don't know who they are, what they do, or why they want to come. She's now put a ban on burgers, full burgers. She's come to the conclusion that it's a little bit dangerous. Yeah, you think so? You think it's a little bit dangerous? You think so? Yeah. So now she's pushing for a ban on full burgers. What's a full burger, DML? That is a full burger. Yeah. You can only see the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, well, gee, DML, you're making me think. If she's recognizing after a year of like looking the other way that this is a bad deal, should we do the same thing? Well, just for asking me that question, you are a racist. Yes. Oh, I hear somebody behind me. See? Bionic ears. Why didn't you warn me? Why didn't you warn me that I had people behind me? Guy's like, no, why didn't you warn me? Who's that person? It's not Joe Biden. I'd smell his cologne from here. It's not Donald Trump. He flies in airplanes. Should I hide behind this car? Should I get behind this bush? It's probably just a nice liberal. Anyway, let's get back into our regular scheduled burqa program here. So, TML, what are we going to do about the burqas? Well, we've got ourselves a little bit of an issue here, guys. I'll give you an example of an issue. Last year, I was at Disneyland. Or maybe it was 2 years ago. All the years are starting to blend in. You know the feeling, right? Right? I mean, wasn't it just like yesterday Reagan was president? Where'd the time go? Oh, we got to do a whole segment about that. Whole segment about where time goes. About how aging seems to just be getting faster, worser, smarter, getting old. In fact, you know what? It's funny. My daughter, yesterday, she was watching me do something on Twitter, and my picture from Twitter is last year at Newsmax. And she's like, Daddy, when did you take that? Was I born? I was like, yeah, you're born. It was last year. She's like, Daddy, you don't look like that anymore. I know, honey, I know. So anyhow, past the vanity part, we get back to the juice. The juice is, what do we do about all the people here at burqas? Well, I'll tell you this. I know that people who wear full burqas do not believe in Jesus Christ. That I'm guaranteed. And I know that they don't celebrate Christmas. That I'm double guaranteed. So I'm at Disney, I think it was 2 years ago. Maybe it was a year ago. And it was Christmas time. Have you ever been to Epcot Center during Christmas time at Disney? It's fantastic. I mean, Epcot Center is my favorite place in the world at Disney World. You know, you go around there, you got all the different countries and stuff. You just go from place to place, you know. And so, you know, they have at the American Hall, you know, the big American Hall, the presidents, they've got like that theater. And so they were having a Christmas concert. And so we're all sitting there, we're singing the stuff. And I'm going to say people, because I don't know if they're men or women. 3 people pushing strollers with no kids go up and they start watching the Christmas thing. Full burqa. I mean, all you guys are this. Okay? Now, you know everybody else just chilling out, singing Christmas carols. Not DML. Antennas go up. Mary's like, shh. Dennis, it's Christmas time. Can we just take a break? No, we can't. No, we took a break on September 10th. We don't take a break. I don't ever take a break. I ain't watching my fellow American jumping out of any stories ever again. Ever. Okay? So I'm looking. I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on here? Why are they watching it? So you know yours truly. Walk over, stare right next to them, trying to figure out, looking right in the eyes. They look me right back, you know, like this. I said, Merry Christmas. And they walked away. Yeah. I don't like those kind of things, you know? Because here's another thing I know that you might not know. But if you ordered my DVDs, you'll be seeing it soon if you haven't seen it already. I think I covered this when We Ride to DC, and I also covered it in They Come to America 3. I think 3. I know it's in We Ride to DC. Going back, I want to talk about mainstream media. Going back a while ago, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the pilots union put in complaints. They were concerned that dry runs were taking place on flights leaving Washington, D.C. to Orlando. And they Middle Eastern men getting up on the airplanes, one after the next. It was always the same. It was always the same thing. It wasn't one guy reported. It was multiple people who reported it. That guys, they were getting up, they were causing disturbances, going into the bathroom, locking themselves in the bathroom for a while, come back. And so they all said, we have this fear that this is going to be, these are dry runs going into Orlando. It was always from the same place, from Washington to Orlando. So a local news station actually picked up the story and ran with it. And none of the other mainstream media did. And the government finally put out a statement saying the fact that they took a look at it. It was no big deal. It was nothing to worry about. And I personally, and you know me, I don't like people scaring you. I don't like conspiracy BS. I don't like people raising money for things that are never going to happen, never going to be. Okay? I'm only going to scare you when I think that there's something to be scared about. You know, why I think they said no worries here is basically because they don't want people stopping to fly. That's basically it. That's what terror is. So And why were these people doing what they were doing? And why was I always going to Orlando? Here, you already imagine this one. Think about how devastating it was on 9/11 when you watched from your television set, I'm thinking most of you did, when you watched 2 planes crash into the Twin Towers and then into a field in Pennsylvania and then in Washington, D.C. Think about what that was like, how devastating. Well, I saw that firsthand. I don't have to think what it was like. You can't imagine it. All right? No movie will ever depict it. So how do you top that? How do you top that? I'll tell you how you top that. You fly an airplane into Disneyland. Disneyland, you know? Think about this. If you got on a spaceship and you went to Mars or Jupiter, and all of a sudden you've met some friends there. They were like aliens. They're like, what's it like in America? Can you just take me to one place and show me? Beep, beep. Mork and Mindy, remember him? You know what you'd say? Let me take you to Disney. Happiest place in the world. That's America. You want to see everybody getting along? Nobody asks whether they're Democrat, Republican, black, white, upside down, fat, skinny, tall, doesn't matter. Come with me. I'm going to take you to Disney. It's where everybody's happy. Okay. Fly a plane into Disney. You watch the American people go like a dead flower. Yeah. You got to think like a terrorist. Right? Yeah. So I blow it off. So I see these 3 people sitting there and actually watching a Christmas concert in full burqa with 3 strollers, with no kids in the strollers. Yeah, I'm following them the whole way. I followed them the whole way as they walked. I kept on following them. DML, that's a little bit intimidating. You know, you're harassing somebody. I didn't harass anybody. Didn't say anything to them other than Merry Christmas. Just watched. That's it. That's my duty. That's my duty as an American. It's my right. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch. You know what? And they walked around a little bit. They walked around. They went into another part. They exited the place. Could have been nothing. Could have been absolutely nothing. Could have been 3 women, the kids with their husbands, just curious to see what a Christmas holiday is like. Maybe, just maybe, they're like, wow, this isn't so bad after all. These people really aren't infidels. This sounds nice. Why don't we do more of this? It could have been that. Very simply. But you know what? I've seen enough of my day. You want to take a look at what Phil Burka looks like? You go to Dearborn, Michigan. DML, I don't have money to go to Dearborn. Don't worry about it. I took you there, and they come to America 3. You'll see it. You'll see it. I take you there. And if you don't see it, the clip from the movie, or at least a portion of it, is on YouTube. I put it up a couple weeks ago. I think it's already got 1 million views, or close to, on YouTube. In fact, it's getting so many people that just 2 nights ago, I saw my father-in-law. He's like, yeah, I was at a outing with a bunch of guys. And the guy comes up to me, he's like, you got to look at this thing on Dearborn, Michigan, YouTube. My father-in-law was like, let me see it. He's like, wait a second. It's my son-in-law. Yeah, obviously, my father-in-law ain't watching my movies. Note to self, less of a Christmas gift for Grandpa. Kidding. Greatest guy I know. All right. So, should we do a full burqa ban here in America? Can't see why not. It's not racist. You know what? You know, we've got different laws about conceal and carry, and we got different laws about this, we got different laws about that. I see no problem in saying to somebody, listen, you want to wear the burqa thing? That's no problem. Go there. But once you start going like this, all right, I got a problem. That's it. Security. National security. Same thing. Just like when you go to an airport. Put your hands up. Got to go through the whole thing. You know? Somebody turns around, sees you naked, nothing. It's like, oh, he's Irish. Oh, DML, too much. Okay. So, you know, so the whole thing, I say, yeah, no more full burqas. Doesn't mean I don't respect your religion. Doesn't mean I don't respect your right to have, you know, your religious beliefs. Do whatever you want, man. You can pray to the leaves on the ground. I don't care. But you know what? Before I go protecting you and your religious beliefs, I'm going to protect my kid from being dead. That's that. All right. We get to story time. Pretty sure, yeah. Taxes. Because you love paying them. Taxes, school taxes. Where are my school taxes going to, DML? Okay, first of all, let me tell you this in case you don't know this. 45%, this is on average, this is going across the country. 45% of school taxes are paid locally. 45% are paid by the state. 10% basically paid by the federal government. That changes in different places, you know. Don't send me the email saying, DML, it's only 47 in my place. I'm telling you, that's the national average, okay? So that's the national average. So when you say, you know, all right, well, like my property taxes, well, the lion's share you're paying for school. DML, I'm retired, you know. Do I have to be paying for these school taxes? Well, yeah, somebody paid for your kids when they were in school, you know. So, you know, that's what Americans do. We do never, ever really complain about educating our children or my neighbor's children. We get it. But when my neighbor isn't supposed to be here, then it's a problem. Yeah, DML, we talk about this all the time. Yes, we do. Here's a little different spin for those of you who don't know this already. Because DML always comes to you with something new. Okay, so you will see, and they come to America 2. They come to America 2. I go to Arizona. I'm hanging out with this guy, John, who's got a ranch. And on the other side of the fence that has more holes in it than Swiss cheese is Naco, Mexico, right? So as John's showing me different parts of the border, whatever, he's like, oh, I got to show you this. I said, what's this? So we go over, and this school bus, American school bus, yellow, right, drives right up to the international gate, basically the crossing where you cross into Mexico and America. Look at this. Look. I just dropped the cheat sheet. We've been through this before. Oh my goodness. I need better pockets. Maybe Velcro. Note to self. Pants with Velcro. Don't send me sweats with Stop sending me gifts. I feel bad, like I'm not going to be able to talk about anything anymore. So anyway, we go over there. I watch these kids. They get off. And they're all, you know, Mexican looking. And how do you know, DML? How do you know that's racist? Listen, come on. Really? Yeah? So they get off. And it's about, I don't know, 30 of them. And they're walking, and I'm watching, and John doesn't say anything to me. Just sitting there. And these kids cross over, and they go into Mexico. No security, no nothing, just basically go on. And I'm like, John, what's going on here? You know? Was it Mexico Day in America? What was going on? He said, no, every single day. These kids come in from Mexico, go to school here in America, and then they go back at the end of the day to Mexico. What? He says, yeah. I didn't know this. Now, you may know this. You may be saying, DML, this has been happening for years. You're not telling me anything I don't know today, DML. Well, let me tell you, DML never pretends to know it all. And the first time I saw this, I was like, what? Wait a second. No. Wait a second. Who's paying for that? Are the parents paying tuition? Is it like an international school? And he's like, no, you're paying for it. You're paying for it. They don't pay any special price. Really? Yeah. So when you talk about your school taxes and where they're paying, what they're paying for, you're not only paying for your kids to be educated, but you're paying for the illegal aliens that are here to be educated, and you're paying for the kids that are on the other side of the border who not only come here, but then they go home. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? Don't you feel excellent today? Yeah. All right, DML. I think we've been on long enough. You've depressed me for the day. I know. Listen. You're not going to see that report on tonight's news. You're not going to see it. You know? Megyn Kelly's not going to put it on because you got to talk about a book at the end of the show tonight. All right? So instead of turning around and giving that report, she's going to be like, did you buy Settle for More? Haven't bought it yet. Buy it now. Speaking of buying, if you bought DVDs and you're getting all panicky because they're not there yet, listen, they started physically shipping, like actually being picked up and taken out of the warehouse on Tuesday of last week. So UPS, no. FedEx, no. United States Postal Service. That's the way I could turn around and say to you, hey man, $25 and you get a whole truckload of DVDs, okay? So what does that do? It takes 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, sometimes, depends on where you are. All this stuff ships from Minnesota, from a company called EDS. You could look it up. DML never hides anything from you. So they ship it out on yours truly's behalf. And it goes out. Okay? Some of you have already received it. You've already given me my reviews. DML, we love your movies. Can you make some more? Of course I can. So that's what it is. If you haven't received them yet, do not panic. Do not panic. You have not fallen into the abyss. We have your name, we have your number, we know everything about you. And the DVDs are on their way. You'll probably get them today. If not, you'll get them tomorrow. If not, the day after. If the day after that comes, if it's Friday and you haven't received it yet and you ordered it last week or the week before, reach out to DML. Here's the email address where you can get this is like the emergency email address. Don't send your news items here, okay? Because that what you do is you just screw it up for somebody else. TV, as in television, TV360 DVD at gmail.com. Send and just say, can I please have my tracking number? Here's the name that I ordered under and the email that I ordered under. And then our nice little staff, which sometimes includes Mary, will look up your DVD and say, hey, we have a tracking number for Betty. We have a tracking number for Joe. And say, send it to you. All right, so you get it. I just ask you to have some patience. If you have not ordered and you're like, I got to get those DVDs. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a day when I'm officially going to be on this phone and be like, I can't get it to you by Christmas. I'm sorry. Or the only way I get it to you for Christmas is if I overnight them to you for FedEx, and that's going to be like $30, $40, $50. So if you want them, you go to DennisMichaelLynch.com. You got to do it with a computer or a tablet because the phone won't show it to you. At the very top is yours truly. Click on it. It says DVD special. Go, boom. $20. I send you all 5 plus the freebies. $5 for shipping. The best deal anywhere, ever. All right? Giving the stuff away. That's what you do. Now, as far as the alerts go, DML, not getting your alerts anymore. Try this. People are telling me this is working. I don't know. I only got so many cell phones. And I can't follow myself. They don't let me do that. It's follow at the @ Real Dennis Lynch. Some people are putting a space between the follow and the @ Try that. They're saying it's working. Okay? Try it. So follow spacebar at Real Dennis Lynch. And that should work. All right? Other than that, little update. Our apps. I have 3 different companies right now trying to get my business. DMO, we'll give you free this and free that. Just give me an app that works. So yesterday I did a test with an app. Today I'm doing a test with an app. And tonight I'm doing a test with an app. And I'm going to decide whose app is crap and whose app is it. And we're going to start with the apps pretty soon. Oh, phase one. I told you guys, the first 3 months, phase 1 will be complete. Had some lady yesterday or today, I can't remember, they all blend in. But she said, I want to know where all this money went to. Did we pay for this? So this way you could just walk around the streets and talk to your phone and tell us about your dog and tell us about what floor you sleep on in your house, because that's just not enough. We just completed funding the day before Thanksgiving, and then there were the 4 days for Thanksgiving. We're only a week in. Sorry, don't have enough to show you. No, DML does not use your money to walk around the streets. I do this for free. Free. I'd sing Free Bird, but I don't know the words. Yesterday I said to you I wouldn't sing it because it's 12 minutes long. It's not true. It is 12 minutes long, maybe 9, but I don't know the words. The only thing I know is, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Okay, let me end on this. I also forgot this. Wait, did I say this? Those of you who came in late, let me tell you a couple of things I said at the beginning. Very important stuff. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. It's like, oh, man, DML, that's so cool. First of all, yes, walk and talk is hitting the road, man. Yeah, I'm going to start bringing you guys in it. Start going to other locations. Going to start trying to do next week with the girl named Liz. Liz, you still watching or did you drop off and go back to work? Anyway, Liz is going to walk around with me. Yeah, I'm going to bring it all across the states, especially when the book, They Lie to You, that's the name of it. Although I might change it, but it's a little too harsh maybe. So anyway, yeah, you're going to be walking with me. We're going to have a form up for you next week. After I do it with Liz, we're going to put up a form. And if you're interested in us coming to you and doing the walk and talk and you walking with me, for as long as you're not crazy, and as long as you're not going to try to, I don't know, put new sneakers on my feet, we'll come. We'll walk. Maybe we got a whole group. We could all walk. Be like a Rocky movie. Dun, dun, dun. Walk and talk. So it's going to be the biggest thing. Before you know it, Netflix is going to call and say, oh, yes, hello, Mr. Lynch. We'd like to do a show about you walking around your streets and other people's streets. You liberal? Ain't doing it. That's that. All right? So that was one thing I wanted to tell you. And I think that was really it. Okay. So that being said, major road. Could be a major problem if I get hit. Thank you very little for coming. Not you. Very, very little to the cars for coming so close to me. Thank you very much for tuning in. Now listen, This is important, right? No funny faces, no funny words, just straight up. Straight up, now tell me. We're not really sure what's working best yet, this YouTube thing or the Facebook thing. So today, we took the Facebook thing and we fed it to the YouTube. Facebook Live fed to YouTube. Quality was probably down a bit on the YouTube side. Tomorrow, we might do this again, depending on whether or not I get my package of my two selfie sticky holdy 2 phones at one time deal. Thing is, I don't think I'm gonna get it in time. So we're probably gonna do this again. Come Thursday, loud truck. Come Thursday, I will have it. We'll have the 2 phones and we will be doing 2 phones. Facebook Live for the Facebook Live fans and YouTube for the YouTube fans. So everybody gets something, all right? And yours truly gets a rash between his legs because I'm just like Forrest Gump. I'm Forrest Gump of the internet. Silly does what silly does. All right. Till tomorrow. God bless you. God bless our troops. God bless America. And God bless dual selfie sticks. Bye.